Hi, this is Michelle Gasser, and I'm going to share with you today Music to a Librarian's Ears. This presentation is based on an observation that I did at a music library at a university in Ohio that has about 19,000 students. I spent 2 different days with several music librarians, and they shared their experience with me in reference. And I also did a short observation of student workers at the reference desk in the library. My theme today is on outreach, which is Reference 2.0. Outreach is the future of reference for libraries, and it allows us to keep reference fresh and relevant to students. A lot of times students are hesitant to ask for help because they experience library anxiety, which is a term that I came across quite a bit in my research for this project. The librarians at the university came up with a program called Library on Location in order to help combat some of this library anxiety. They decided that they needed to go to where the students are rather than waiting for the students to come to them. This also helps them cultivate relationships with faculty members who might also be too busy to actually come to the library. The way they set this up was they take a table with them and also materials from their collection. They mostly focus on popular music because they do have the largest collection of popular music in North America. So they definitely have a lot to choose from. They decide on a theme for the week, and they do this once a week. They might take disco from the 70s or jazz, and they take records with the cool cover art and also print materials. And they go to both the music building and the Center for Cultural Studies. They set up during lunchtime, which is a busier time and there tends to be more people around. And they accept returns that students have to save them a trip to the library. And they also offer on-site reference, things like help with researching databases. This gives them a chance to connect with both students and faculty members. Another program that they offer is called the Record Listening Club. And the way this works is they invite a faculty member to lead a discussion about an album that can be found in the sound archives. They invite everyone to listen to the album. You can either come into the library if you're not a student, or if you're affiliated with the university, you are able to listen to it online using a service called Avalon for streaming. And they do this discussion, and I loved this idea, and I would really like to start something like this in my public library. Another form of outreach that they use, which I believe is very important, is social media. In my research for this project, I came across a study where they researched librarians who were personal friends with students on Facebook on their personal pages, as opposed to the page for just the school library. And they found that when librarians were friends with students on their personal pages, those students were more likely to ask more frequent in-person reference questions as opposed to students who were not friends with the librarians. Here's another example of social media that they use to advertise their Library on Location program. They also utilize Instagram and Twitter. The takeaway from this project would be orange is the new black and outreach is the new reference. Outreach is everywhere in all kinds of libraries, and I do believe it is necessary for survival in both academic and public libraries. Outreach helps with library anxiety. As I mentioned, the studies prove it, and the librarians I spoke with did share that this was also their experience. They find that students are a lot more comfortable and likely to utilize their services when they go to where the students are. Outreach is the future of libraries, no question about it. So I'm going to be keeping this in mind in my work and in the future. And I appreciate you spending the time to listen to me share my experience. Thanks so much.